Hello everyone, welcome back to Boxed Up Comics. I'm Hernan and today I'm going to be sharing with you some of the comic books that I picked up and some that I got autographed at Retro Expo 2024 here in Dallas. Um, First, real quick, I want to let you know this is a convention that is focused on retro 80s and 90s. There were quite a few comic book vendors, so I was able to find some great deals and met some really cool people. Um, but the best person I met was Roy Thomas himself, the co-creator of Wolverine. Now, there's been some controversy regarding his title as a co-creator of Wolverine. Um, some people believe that he is not really a co-creator, that the only creator was Lane Wayne. And I did my own research. I found a video that shows Lane Wayne talking about how Roy Thomas came to him and asked him and challenged him to create a character named Wolverine from Canada, um, that was short and very angry person. And then Lane Wayne took that and created the character we know today. And then other artists created the uniform, the colors, and all that stuff. With that said, to me, he's a co-creator. He was involved in the name, the place of birth, so where he comes from, and also his attitude. Whether he's full creator or not, all I know is he was part of it, and I consider him one. Technically, if he would have never asked for that to be created, especially with that name and that type of person, we might not have a Wolverine today. With that said, again, I'm very excited. I got to meet him. He was the nicest person ever. I got a bunch of cool things autographed, and I can't wait to show you. So let's get started. First, we'll start with just the things that I bought. The first one's going to be Secret Invasion #7. Now, this is not a key, but it is an amazing cover by Gabriel Del Otto. So, his art, it's very cool. It has this very kind of sketchy, like sketch kind of feeling, but yet it's realistic also. Very cool art. Very excited to have this one. I've seen this cover plenty of times. I read the storyline back in the day, so I actually had this cover, but you know, early 2000s, we just sold a bunch of our stuff, right? That old story for some of us, the collectors that have been collecting since we were a kid. So yeah, that's an awesome pickup. Next, a cover that I've seen for a while. I love um, Bacalow's art, his style almost reminds me a lot of Scotty Young. This is Uncanny X-Men number 467, an awesome team cover with Psylocke in the front, which is one of my favorite female characters from Marvel. Now, this is not an expensive comic, but it is full of keys. There are 12 first appearances. I'm not going to say them all, it's too many, but there are 5 deaths, and there is 3 deaths of family members of, spoiler, in case you haven't read it, Jean Grey. So it's a sister and 2 brothers. Okay, next, Ultimate Wolverine versus Hulk #1. I've read this one back in the days when it came out. If you haven't read this story, it's a good one, but the beginning, the first page, starts with a hard hit. I don't want to spoil it. People think because it's been out, it won't be a spoiler. But you know what? For those new readers or new people coming to the comic book community, if you can pick this up, read it. I won't say anything about it. Just the first page. If you're a Wolverine fan or a Hulk fan, especially if you're a fan of both, like me, the first 2 pages is pretty cool. Yeah, that's definitely a great pickup. Finally, I got it back. Another one of the ones I sold back in the days. Oh, and the artist is Francis Yu, which I love his art. So awesome cover. Um, moving on to the next one, sticking to Wolverine. This one, I'm not a big um, Scotty Young cover fan. I love his art. I love some of his comic books, especially Human Torch back in the days. Very cool hip hop feeling. Um, I guess my favorite covers of hymns are the ones where it's something funny that you wouldn't expect, or the talking between the characters creates some comedy or something. Those are my favorite Scotty Young covers. But this one is definitely like a very cool one, so I had to have it. So not a key, but very cool cover. Next, Dark Knight's Metal number 2. Now this one is a key. It's a really good one. This is a Greg Capullo and Jonathan Glapion cover. This is the first time Batman Who Laughs appears. Also, Red Death, Dawnbreaker, Merciless, Devastator, Drowned, and Barbados. And also Murder Machine. All of those are first appearances because this is the first time that they have contact fully with the metal universe. So, very cool story. This is the big key. It's a mini series, and that's the key. And then if you ever find all the tie-ins of each of the Batman related characters from that metal universe, then those have some good prices on it. So, especially if you can find them for cheap. Next, another DC title, one I've been looking for a while, the Green Lantern number 51, first cover appearance and full appearance of Kyle Rayner with the suit on. So the Kyle Rayner's um, first appearances, it's like technically 4 in a row. First he appears without the green suit, then he appears at the end of 50 with the Green Lantern on. Then in this episode is his full appearance as a Green Lantern, and he changes his outfit to the one that he has now on. That one, I have the DC version, and then I have the direct edition. So I was able to get both in great conditions. So, and then last but not least, an awesome cover and the last of the miniseries, number 4, for Avengers JLA, where they battle each other, and then the amalgam universe gets created, where they both fuse all the superheroes, and the two universes fuse until later on they go apart again. So that was a George Perez cover. Very cool. It's in mint condition. That's definitely a 9.6 or higher, and it's a thick book, so it's easier for it not to get damaged. Once it gets damaged, that's it. You can't press it. But so very cool to have that one. Finally, I've seen that cover before. I never read that story, so I'm looking forward to finding the graphic novel so I can read it. And that is it for all my bought comic books. So all the ones that I bought at the convention. I do have a few cards that I bought there. So I got some Skybox and Upper Deck. So Skybox, Marvel, Magneto. That was pulled from a pack. This one I bought it for, I believe, for $3. So that was a cool one to have. That's a Michael Turner. And then I got this guy's right here. A Deadpool medallion from the new set of Wolverine by Upper Deck. So that one's very cool. Maybe you can see it better if I go like that. So that's a cool one. I don't collect cards much, so that's my first medallion. And then I got this two right here. These are very thick cards. I don't know if you can see it, but X-23 and Storm, great art. So yeah, $3 each. That was an awesome buy. So very glad to have those now. Um, So yeah, for me, card collecting is very minor. It's not big. I'm more of a character card collector, not whole sets or anything like that. So, but there are a lot of cool cards coming out every few months, and they have some awesome sets out there. So for those who are interested, try out some of the metal cards and then some of the upper deck Wolverine cards that are coming out right now. The whole set, it's amazing. So, all right. So now down to the nitty gritty. My favorite part of the Retro Expo convention. So I got to meet Roy Thomas. So Wolverine is one of my favorite characters, and meeting him was amazing as he was the creator. But he was also the creator of Conan the Barbarian, Red Sonja, and a few other characters. So I got some comic books autographed by him, and I wanted to showcase the best ones. So this one is Marvel feature. This is the first headlining title featuring Red Sonja, and this is Marvel feature volume 2. So he autographed it down here in red. The red didn't really come out. The ink didn't really come out so well. It came out better on this other copy, which I initially brought to him. This was a reader copy, the only copy I had. And look how beautiful that red pops. But then during the convention, I was able to find this one. And it was a better copy, so I had to, get it re-autographed. But for some reason, the ink did not come out well. So you got to be careful with those inks. Make sure you test them. Something similar happened to this one, but because it's yellow on red, it's a little more noticeable. This is Red Sonja #1, covered by Walt Simonson. It's not a key, but it's a #1, an amazing cover. It's one of my favorites. I've always loved this cover, and I got it just a few days before the convention. So Roy was the co-creator of Red Sonja, so it's awesome. Yeah, she's also a favorite character of mine. So, but he autographed it right there in yellow. So that was very cool. He was also co-creator of Conan, so he autographed it down here in yellow. This is not a key, but it is my favorite cover of Conan, and I bought it a long, long time ago. And it's a cover by Armando Gil. It took me a while to figure out who the cover was. It doesn't really say anywhere, but I was able to find it through to find out who it was through the autograph. So that was very cool. Um, so yeah, very cool cover. Next, this one you really can't see the signature that well. The part that says Roy, yes, but the rest not so much. It's actually right there, and then the rest is here, but it blends in. It's in silver. I don't know if you can see it there. I'll move it like that. So this is a small key. It has a mini Mattel DC He-Man story before the actual He-Man #1 came out by DC. So this has an insert. It's called Fate is the Killer. Came out right before He-Man #1. So and He-Man #1 was a limited series first, and then it became a running series. So yeah, Arak, Son of Thunder #15. It's not a super valuable comic book, but Roy Thomas worked on it. Not on the He-Man story, but on this story. So I wanted to get it autographed because I love the cover. It's a really cool cover. And he wrote the story. So, okay. Next, going on to the Wolverine stuff. I've had this before. I showcased it in the past. This is an ad for Wolverine #181. It's from Marvel Premiere #19. And only 3 comics had this ad: Marvel Premiere #19, Daredevil 115, and Thor 229. Um, those were all right after 180, and they were an ad to promote Hulk 181, which is the full first appearance of Wolverine. So, yeah, this is a cool this is a cool ad, and he autographed it right there, right on it. So that was very cool to have him autograph that. Okay. So moving away from Wolverine for a second, but then we'll go back into it because I have a few more Wolverine comics. The next one is Star Wars #4, and he autographed it down here in yellow. This is a key because it's the death of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, this has this diamond corner, which means it's the Whitman printing, which is not the first printing. This is the third printing, and I also have Star Wars #5 now autographed by Roy Thomas right there in white. It has the first appearance of four characters that are not the main characters, like Obi-Wan Kenobi, Luke Skywalker, R2D2, and all those other characters we know. But it is a key. It is also a diamond corner Whitman. Very cool to get those. Those are reader copies. They're not in great condition, but just knowing he wrote those stories, um, and now they're autographed. That's awesome to have them. So next is back to Wolverine, the Incredible Hulk 180, but it's not the real thing. It's the facsimile. That's as close as I'm gonna get um, to this one. So this is autographed right there in yellow. So very, very cool comic to have autographed. This is the first appearance, which is a cameo appearance of Wolverine. So some people believe it's not the first appearance because it's a cameo. It is. It's the first time he appeared in comics. Flat out, that's the facts. Now, is it a full appearance? No. The full appearance, which is also considered a first appearance because it's the first full appearance, but technically his second is Hulk 181. This is a facsimile because I don't have the the real thing. That's my big grail that hopefully someday I'll have. And this is the foil cover, and he autographed it there in silver. And then after that, last but not least, the reprint of Submariner #1. I actually have Submariner #1, but I'm holding that one for special trade. Hopefully, an Incredible Hulk 180. If anyone out there has a lower grade copy, I have a original version of this in a 5.0 to 6.0. So this one is now autographed in red down here. Roy Thomas is the writer. This is an awesome comic to have. This is in great shape, this one, even though it's a reprint, but it's in great shape. So I do have three more items to share. These are very cool to me. First of all, I got two Funko Pops. The first Wolverine that ever came out for Funko Pops, and I got him to autograph it there. Something I learned about Funko Pops when getting them autographed. I don't know if you guys know this, but you can remove it. You can open it top or bottom, remove the piece, flatten the box where it doesn't damage it, and take it like that to get autographed. It's easier than carrying it like this and damaging the corners. So I did that with both. This is the 80 years anniversary Wolverine, which has the actual original suit from Incredible Hulk 181. And that one's also autographed there. I don't know if you can see the autographs. I'm going to put it a little closer and then kind of move it like that. So this one, it's completely on the front. This one slide to the side because since it was flat and Roy Thomas couldn't clearly see the dividing line, he went over a little bit. It's not bad, and it still has the autograph, but it's one of those things where I was like, oh, maybe next time when I do this and I want it in the front, I'll put a piece of tape right here so they know not to go over it. But other than that, I'm very excited I got this too autographed. These are like my eighth Funko Pop autographed that I got. So I'm very excited. It's fun to get those autographed now. And then last, I have Marvel Greatest Comics, 100 comics that build the universe. So I've actually have a, just so y'all know how nerdy I am, I actually have a divider that tells me where I was reading. So I've actually been reading this. So yes, I'm a full nerd or geek. I'm a full geek. So, but this one I got autographed by Roy Thomas right under his caricature. which is right there. So I have a cool video now where he was talking about it. I only caught half the end of the conversation, so I think in the video he's actually saying that wasn't so much me. So we see stuff like this, but only they know truly how it was and what went on um, at the offices of Marvel. So, but it was very cool. He autographed it right under his, and I'm very excited to have that autograph. I got to take care of it, although I want to keep reading it, but I got to learn, or I got to find a way to take care of it. Maybe find a big magazine sleeve for it. So, well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, enjoyed everything I showcased. And if you did, please subscribe so you can check out more cool videos, and click on like and share so others can see it. Thank you very much for watching. See you on the next one.